Hi folks, Justin.Hoffman here for Bass Pro One Source. Today I want to talk about finesse fishing, what it is and when you should use it. Now, there's a few conditions that call for finesse fishing. I'm going to go over a few of those. Today you can see it's beautiful blue skies, but it might look hot. The problem was, last week it was a good 15 to 20 degrees warmer. So what we have here is what they commonly call a cold front. Perfect conditions for finesse. Another great one is, today you can see there's not another boat on the lake, but if this was a busy, popular lake, especially on the weekends, finesse fishing also comes into play. Now, what exactly is finesse fishing? Well, for the most part, finesse fishing is downsizing your baits. So a couple prime examples here are regular size bait, downsize bait. You can see the difference in size. Same goes for crankbaits. You might throw this regularly, trolling for walleye. Fish aren't biting, fish are finicky, fish are not really in the mood. Go for a downsized bait, as you can see. Big size difference. Same goes for plastics. Commonly in the hot days of summer, I'll throw a big creature bait like this. If the fish aren't biting, if they're turned off, if it's a busy day on the water, and if the fish have seen and they're in tune with the baits that you throw regularly and all the other anglers do, throw something a bit smaller. So today, it's been a bit of a tough day on the water. Generally, I would throw something big like this. I've been downsizing to this finesse bait. It's been catching bass. So those are a few conditions that you would want to use finesse style baits. And so why do they actually work? Well, think of it when you go out to a restaurant. You know, we all go in and have a great big meal. At the end of the meal though, you always eat that little mint. And that's what finesse fishing is about. Fish can't turn their nose up at a small, light line, light tackle bait. Now another thing that finesse fishing comes into play is downsizing your gear also. Now if you're always using bait casters, heavy line, today you can see in this thick cover, I'd be using 65-pound braid, throwing big frogs, throwing big plastics. Not anymore. Today on a day like this, I might throw a spinning rod, I might get out into the open water and some weed flats and throw maybe a small Senko, small plastic baits. Also, another great thing to keep in mind for finesse fishing is light line. Downsize that line. Go from, if you're generally using spinning gear and you're generally throwing 12-pound, go down to 6-pound. Another big key is fluorocarbon. When fish are finicky, cold fronts, weather conditions, or high pressure fisheries, go to a fluorocarbon leader. It's completely invisible almost, the fish can't see it and you'll get more bites. So those are a few tips when it comes to when and why you should throw finesse baits. We all throw the same lures. I'm guilty of it as much as the next person. Go in the tackle bag, big baits, big baits, big baits. Well, sometimes conditions call for small size baits, and those are prime conditions. So here's a few tips on finesse fishing, what you should look for and when you should throw it. Hope these tips have been helpful. Thanks for watching Bass Pro One Source, and we'll see you out on the water.